So now I have my layers set up. So the first layer that I'm going to start with is I'm going to start with the front. So I'm just going to go in here and select the front layer so I can work on the front of the nameplate. So the line tool, and remember the shortcut command for the line tool is just L, enter. So I'm going to start by going down. So I just click, I draw down. Make sure that I have that green line to let me know that I'm at 90. I'm nice and straight. So that's going to be 3.75. All right, so 3.75, and I just press enter. Now I'm going to go over 11.75. All right, press enter. Come back up 3.75. Enter, and then I just go ahead and close that in. All right, so this is the start of the front. All right, so again, 3.75 by 11.75. All right, so now I want to start to lay this out. So the first thing I want to do, we're going to use a new tool, one that I don't think we've used in the past yet. It's the fillet tool. That's just what it's called. What that's going to do is I'm going to use that tool to round over these corners. So you can click on the fillet tool. It's right up here. All right. You can also use the shortcut command. It's F. So F enter will be the fillet tool. Now, when I start using the fillet tool, I need to set what my radius is going to be. All right, because what it's going to do is it's going to curve these corners. So I need to set that radius. Otherwise, it's going to be set to whatever it was set to the last time I used the fillet tool, which most of you, if you haven't used it yet, the radius is going to be set to 0 because it's never been set. So to set that radius, I just want to press R, enter, and now I can set that radius. All right, so the radius I want is 0.25. All right, and then press enter. So what that's going to do is now when I click on this line, and you could see when I drag over to this line, you see how it gives it that radius. It gives it that round over corner. So then I just go ahead and I click on that line, and it will give me that radius. All right, so once I've used the fillet tool, it goes away. All right, so now if I want to use it again, I press F, enter, and now I can use it on my other corners. Or if you want, you can also select it from the top menu as well. All right, so again, and what you can also do is instead of clicking on each line, you can also just select those, I believe. Nope, I guess you do have to click on them. So you select them, and it will give you that radius, that round over. Okay, so now that I've got the start of that, now what I want to do is start to lay out my my holes for the screws. All right, I want to lay out my screw holes so I can get the laser to cut those out for me instead of me having to drill them out. To lay those out, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the circle tool. All right, so the default for the circle tool is the circle radius tool. I want to use the circle diameter tool. So I do want to click on that drop down and make sure that I'm using the center diameter circle tool. All right, if I'm not using that, my circles are going to be too big. All right, so I want to go ahead and select that. So now I want to draw my circle. And I want to draw the circle so it snaps to the center of this radius that I created here. All right, does that make sense? All right, so the way to do that is it should automatically pop. I should be able to snap to that, to the center of that radius. If it doesn't seem to be snapping, all right, you want to go down to your OSNAP, your object snap, which is down here at the bottom. Click on the arrow, and you want to make sure that your circle, that you will snap to the center on those circles. All right. So again, I go to the circle tool. You can see how it lights up. That green circle goes around the center. So I want to click and I want to start to drag that out. It doesn't matter right now how big I'm making it because I'm going to change it. And I'm going to type in 0.13 and press enter. So that is the hole for my screw. All right. So I also want to put another circle here, another one here, here. I want to center one on each one of these. All right. So the easiest way to do that is to use the copy tool. I could just copy this and move it. So the copy shortcut, right? CO, enter. I select the object, and then I press enter again. Now when I grab it, I want to make sure I'm grabbing this from the center. All right, so sometimes you do want to zoom in to make sure you grab it right at the center. I want to click. I can zoom back out now. Bring this over now. All right, snaps to the center of that radius. Bring it down here. Snaps to the center of that one. Bring it over here, snaps to the center there. Now I want to center it exactly between these two. All right. So what I don't want to do is just kind of eyeball it and say, oh, that looks about in the middle. All right. So all I have to do is go over, touch this line. Now that I'm on the center, I bring it back and it lines it up perfectly. All right. And I click. So now I want to do the same thing for the top. See how it's not really locating it right in the middle? So I come up to the top. There we go. Over to the side. All right, so now I'm referencing the side, but I'm not referencing the circles. So go back up, hover over the circle, bring that down. Now it's snapped to it. All right, and I want to do another one here. All right, again, same thing. It's not centering there. So I touch there, come over. Sometimes it's being picky. All right. So now I also want to add another one right in the middle of these two. And the same thing over here. All right. However, there's no way to break that up. So I'm going to press escape. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a line from the center of this circle to this circle, and the same thing from here to here. All right. Actually, I can just draw it from there to there. So I'm going to use the line tool, again, up in the ribbon, or just L, enter. And I'm going to draw a line between these two, from center to center, and click. All right. So I'm going to use the copy tool again, CO. Click on this circle, enter. Grab it from the center, and it will drop it. There's my midpoint. There it is. All right, remember the little triangle is going to give you your midpoint. So I'm going to drop it right on that midpoint. All right, so I click. Now I press escape. So now what I want to do is I want to copy this circle that's in the middle here. I want to place it here, down here, and over here. All right, so what's cool is instead of drawing a line between all of these, all right, I'm going to use the copy tool again. Select that circle, press enter. Now, instead of grabbing it in the middle of this circle, I'm going to reference off of the middle of this circle. All right? So now when I grab this, you can see where it's moving it. So now I just want to reference it, center it on this circle, center there, and center there. All right, everybody saw that? All right. So now I don't need this line anymore. I can delete it. So now I've got my front done. All right. Next, we'll start working on copying this, all of this, to start creating my inside pieces, my two middle pieces, and my back piece. All right.